Okay, so this now we'll discuss about all the 5 classes in your classful addressing. So this is your IPv4 address. So it has your 32 bits. Your 32 bits will be divided into 4 octets. Each octet will have 8 bits. Okay. So based on that octet, we'll design the number of network IDs and host IDs. Okay. First, in your table, your first column is leading bits. Leading bits is also called as prefix. So first octet for all the 5 classes, take the first octet, and in that first octet take the MSB. Okay, so the MSB will be prefixed for class A as 0, for class B as 10, for class C 110, and class D 110, and class E as 4 ones. So by seeing the first octet and by seeing the MSB in the first octet, we can know that IP address belongs to which class. Okay, so that is your prefix. Next is your network IDs. So we have 4 octets. In class A, your first octet, your 8 bits represents your network ID. Okay, so 8 bits means doesn't mean only 8, it is 2 power 8. Okay, so your network ID will be 8 bits, your first octet. In class B, it will be first and second octet, so 16 bits. And in class C, it will be 24 bits. And class D and class E, we don't have any network ID and host ID. We have only a set of IP addresses. Okay, so class D and class E, we will talk about it later. Now we'll see only class A, class B and class C. Similarly, for class C, your network ID bits is 24. That is 2 power 24 and your first 3 octets. Okay, so that is your class C. Next, the remaining octet will obviously be your host ID. Okay, the remaining octet will be your host ID. So your host ID in your class A is 24, in your class B is 16, in class C it is 8. Now we'll see about the number of networks. As you can see, your network ID is 8, okay, 16 and 24. Whereas here the number of networks is 2 power 7, 2 power 14 and 2 power 21. Okay. And your addresses per network will be 2 power 24, 2 power 16 and 2 power 8. So this much will be your addresses per each network. Now how we got 2 power 7, that is 128, is because your 1 bit is fixed, right? In your leading bits, 1 bit is fixed. That is in your first octet, 1 bit is fixed. The remaining 7 we can alter. Correct? So that's why it is 2 power 7. In class A, for network ID, we take only the first octet, which is 8 bits. And in that 1 is prefixed. So remaining we have 7 bits. So in that 7 bits, you can have number of combinations. So therefore, the number of networks is 2 power 7. Similarly for class B and class C. Next, addresses per each network is 2 power 24. Okay, why 2 power 24? That is your host IDs. Okay, so your host IDs you have given in the table. So that much power addresses will be for each network. That much host addresses will be in each network. Next is the start address and end address. Usually the start address denotes your network ID. Okay, your start address will denote your network ID. Network ID means the name of your network. For example, Google. Okay, if IANA gives the start address as 128.0.0.0 to Google, it means the whole world wide web will know Google with this name, with this ID, that is 128.0.0.0. Okay, so network ID we can never change. We should never change. Host IDs we can have n number of host IDs. Okay, so always the start address will be your network ID. So 128.0.0.0 is your network ID, and similarly 192.0.0 is your network ID. And the last combination will be all ones. So it is 255. Similarly, the last number is also reserved for broadcast. Okay, so always your IANA will not give the start address and end address to any host, because start address is reserved for network ID and end address is reserved for your broadcast. Okay, so start address and end address will not be given to host IDs. Okay, next your class D and class E, these both are reserved. Class D is used for group mails for broadcasting purpose. Okay, and your class E is used for military purpose. So class D and class E will not be given to any other host IDs or network IDs because it is reserved. Okay, and these are the ranges of your start address and end address. This defines the ranges of all the classes. Okay, so this is all about your class full addressing.